Hey, Alex, Tom.
Hey.
There's some bullshit I want to show you.
My favorite.
Yeah, these are outtakes from Seinfeld during its illustrious career, and it's really funny because you can watch everybody break, and it's just clear that they're all having a very, very good time.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
except one person,
Okay.
and that's Michael Richards. Never breaks, but also is furious when his cast members also break.
But he gets to be Kramer on Seinfeld.
Right,
Yeah.
That seems like it would be so much fun.
Like, how mad? Like,
Well, you can see here, he's really putting on a good face. He's being very nice about it with Jason Alexander. I think probably because Jason Alexander is also a consummate professional.
So hard. Please don't laugh.
You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me.
Intensely mad.
he should be in dramas.
And this is the first of many with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, where it's clear that he does not like her. She's the one maybe who breaks the most. I don't know why, but he's so mean to her.
I'm gonna get a 4x4 and beat you with it.
He just said he was going to hit her with a 2x4 to the delight of the studio audience.
Yeah.
Just
And not in a fashion where he's clearly kidding.
No,
Like, he
it's-
seems to mean it.
Where does Michael Richards have to be? Like that he's so upset all the time. He's like, we got to get through this.
Like, he's parked in like a
Yeah.
way.
he's late for the filming of Trial and Error.
You can see in this hospital scene that Elaine breaks, Jerry takes the initiative and pushes her over on the bed.
Were they
All right.
all just
In
shoving?
like
I think there's
fun,
like a
oh, you.
I think there's a glimmer in Kramer's eye when this happens that suggests, oh, I'm allowed to hit my coworkers? Great.
Oh, no.
This is gonna make my job so much easier.
Instead of that dummy I
teaching
destroy in my
moment.
trailer.
right. So that stress doll that I rip in half every day.
I think there are a lot of scenes where this probably happened, where everybody else in the cast breaks, and Michael Richards has a line that he has to get to, and he's just waiting on
like-
everybody else. So I think a lot of Seinfeld for him was just patience, just like endless patience.
Because it seems like the studio audience saw like, oh, he's just see right there.
She
He just
flinches. I mean, he
yeah.
pretends to
he
hit her,
just
and
mimes
she
like he's gonna
flinches away.
punch her head off. Like he
Right.
did the follow-up hand motion. She would know that his intent was to punch her in the face so hard that her head flew off of her body.
Yeah, see, I knew that. I knew that was coming.
Like, I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I
Like,
knew it. I knew she was gonna break. Not even talking to her. It's like a drunk
Yeah.
person. It's how you would treat someone who's drunk. You wouldn't say, "You're drunk. We got to get you home." You go, "Somebody get this
Yeah,
person
he's
home."
like looking off. Like,
I think it's not entirely his fault. This is somebody who's like a very gifted comedian who knows that what he's doing is very funny, but has to stay in the scene, and people are constantly refusing to let him do that.
Especially Jerry. Nobody else has to like act.
Nobody.
They don't have to get in at this crazy character that's
Maybe
way
Jason
outside their zone.
Alexander, but
somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry is just Jerry. Elaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus gets to basically be herself. Everybody gets to be themselves
Yeah.
except for Kramer, who
Right.
has to produce art essentially every single episode. Has to
Yeah.
make
he
these
is the
amazing choices.
furthest from himself.
I think now when I watch Seinfeld, like Julia Louis-Dreyfus is like someone who is just swimming with a shark, no cage, and just like stoked about it. Like, the shark. Like she's
Yeah,
just
it won't
not
hurt
worried at all about Michael Richards clearly wanting to do her harm in his heart.
I mean, I think even the editor of the outtakes must have known because they put together a case in which Seinfeld first pushes Elaine, and then clearly it gets this glimmer of hope in Cosmo's eyes that he's allowed to do that from
Yeah,
now
and
on.
he shoves her in the same
So
scene.
we're in a scene
They're
where they're
building evidence.
crouched down. You're on. I don't know if you've ever been crouched in a scene. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You're on your knees, or you're on your heels, and your knees are out in front of you, and it just starts to hurt after a while. And Elaine can't keep it together.
Run.
He hits her.
Hits her right in the face.
She kicked me in the balls, I can't work.
I mean, it's a tap, but she responds like you would, where
Yeah.
you don't touch my face.
Yeah.
Don't touch my face.
You have
And
that immediate response to somebody touching you in
Yeah.
the face in that way, where you're like, oh no.
yeah, you don't do that.
I think these people at first were maybe in like season 1 were breaking because that was a very funny joke we're doing in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I think now they're breaking just because they know like, how angry Michael Richards is going to get about this. And it's like kind of funny to them on some level.
I wonder how much of how we're responding to this and how this video is being presented on YouTube is colored by Michael Richards eventually blowing up with racism. in
Yeah,
the late
you kind of
2000s.
don't want to like him.
Yeah,
It's never really shaking
Point.
that. Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like maybe are we looking? Are we imagining that he's angry? But he's clearly angry.
Well, it's entirely possible that this was just the winding of the spring. His entire career was him getting more and more strung out because the people around him were making life torture. It's very, very hard for this one person, and that's it. Jerry Seinfeld created this masochistic show where everybody gets to play themselves except for one dude who has to try harder than anyone else.
And you can still do a TV show if one person involved is this mad, because as long as it's just one person, you can kind of work with it, it seems like. Like, this makes me think every show I like has one rageful person in there, you know? And they're just making it work.
Right. This makes me want to now go through every other show I've loved and try and figure out who that guy is, who that
like,
woman is.
On Home Improvement, if like Al was just fucking furious all the time.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for watching that episode of Cracked Responds. I hope you enjoyed it. Please go into the comments and point out the Alex, really? We almost got through it.
I'm sorry.
Let's just get through this one.
Go again.
We're not going to get it. He's not going to get it.
Why would they comment?
It's hard, like looking at him.
Subscribe, do whatever you got to do.